that better?
Yep, perfect.
Right. One winter's day, long, long ago, when I was a little fella, a piper wandered to our door, grey-headed, blind and yellow, and oh, how glad was my young heart. The western sky looked dreary to see the stranger and his dog. Poor Pinch and Quake O Leary. And when he'd stored away his bag, cross-barred with green and yellow, I thought and said, in Ireland's ground there's not so fine a fellow. And Finian Burke and Sean McGee and Eily, Kate and Mary rushed in with panting haste to see and welcome Quake O Leary. Oh, God be with those happy times, oh, God be with my childhood when I, barefooted, roamed all day bird nesting in the wild wood. I'll not forget those sunny hours, however years may vary. I'll not forget those early friends, nor honest Quake O Leary. Poor Quake and Pinch slept well that night, and in the morning early he called me up to hear him play the wind that shakes the barley. And then he stroked my flaxen hair and cried, God mark my dearie. And how I wept when he said farewell and think of Quake O Leary. The seasons came and went, and still poor Quake was not forgotten, although I thought him dead and gone and in the cold clay rotten. And often when I walked and talked with Eily, Kate and Mary, we spoke of childhood's rosy hours and prayed for Quake O Leary. Well, 20 summers had gone past, and June's red sun was sinking when I, a man, sat by my door of 20 sad things thinking. A little dog came up the way, his gait was slow and weary, and at his tail a lame man limped. 'Twas Pinch and Quake O Leary. Old Quake, but oh, how woe-begone, his form is bowed and bending, his fleshless hands are stiff and wan, and time is even blending the colours of his threadbare bag. And Pinch is quite as hairy and thin-spare as when I first saw himself in Quake O Leary. God blessings here, the wanderer cried, far, far be hell's black viper. Does anybody hereabout remember Quake the piper? With swelling heart I grasped his hand. The old man murmured, dearie, are you the silken-headed child that loved poor Quake O Leary? Yes, yes, I said. The wanderer wept as if his heart were breaking, and where of Vic Macree, he sobbed, is all the merrymaking I found here 20 years ago. My tale, I sighed, might weary, enough to say there's none but me to welcome Quake O Leary. Woe, 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 the old man cried and wrung his hands in sorrow. Pray lead me in a store, Macree, and I'll go home tomorrow. My peace is made. I'll calmly leave this world so cold and dreary, and you shall keep my pipes and dog, and pray for Quake O Leary. With Pinch I watched his bed that night. Next day his wish was granted. He died, and Father James was brought, and the Requiem Mass was chanted. The neighbours came. We dug his grave near Eily, Kate and Mary, and there he sleeps his last sweet sleep. God rest you, Quake O Leary. Okay. Very nice.